Bregon and Royal Bond, who just nodded a little bit at that one. 18 fences in all in this Perrier Jouet Champagne Cup. Fred Pilliner on the far side of Drumlagan, then Bregon and Royal Bond. Drumlagan on the near side of Fred Pilliner, then Bregon, who'd, as John Hanmer said, would be odds on if it was known that he was going to behave himself. Certainly hadn't put a foot wrong yet. They come to the water. Drumlagan from Fred Pilliner, Bregon and Royal Bond. And Bregon showing no signs of wishing to return from whence he came, the paddock exit. Continuing very sweetly behind Drumlagan, Fred Pilliner, Royal Bond almost upsides Bregon. Frank Codd with a bit of a problem here, the rider of Drumlagan, as to whether to make it or not. He hasn't got a turn of foot like Bregon, of course, or come to that Royal Bond if he happened to put his best foot forward. Quite a few imponderables in this race, because Royal Bond didn't seem to put it in at all at Cheltenham. But on his day, pretty useful horse. Lovely jump there by Bregon, in behind the two leaders. As they come to the next, Drumlagan and Fred Pilliner, Bregon and Royal Bond. They're going pretty steady at the moment, all of them. Now the first of the ditches, this is number 6. Drumlagan, Fred Pilliner, Bregon and Royal Bond. Will jump it well. Drumlagan, Mr. Frank Codd, and incidentally Corals bet 9-4 against an amateur winning the National tomorrow. They include Donald Hassett, John White, Roger Grand, Jim Wilson, William Mullins, John Quealy and Adrian Sharp, so quite a few of them. They're running down to the next now. Drumlagan. Screwed a little bit at that. Drumlagan. And Fred Pilliner, Royal Bond, and Bregon going very well within himself at the moment. This is a ditch. Drumlagan, Fred Pilliner, Bregon and Royal Bond. This is the fence, will be the second last on the next circuit. Drumlagan, Fred Pilliner, Royal Bond, and Bregon as they run to the next. Drumlagan, Fred Pilliner, Royal Bond and Bregon. And now to the water. Corals also bet incidentally 9-1 against a lady training the winner of the National. Mrs. Pittman, of course, represented by Corbier, Mercy Rymel by Pilot Officer. Drumlagan at the water from Royal Bond. Very big jump there by Drumlagan from Royal Bond. An Irish 1-2 at the moment. Fred Pilliner and Bregon still going well within himself. Graham Bradley having a very much more enjoyable ride than he did at Cheltenham, where he was going back and forth and occasionally grabbing hold of his bit and taking a keen interest, then dropping it and saying, oh, hell with it. Drumlagan from Fred Pilliner gone back into second, Royal Bond and Bregon. Drumlagan, Royal Bond, Fred Pilliner, Bregon. Asking if odds are 7-4 in the ring about the leader at the moment. Drumlagan, Royal Bond, Bregon just not foot perfect at that one. Fred Pilliner on the outside, third now. This is the third open ditch. Drumlagan from Royal Bond. Drumlagan, Royal Bond, Fred Pilliner and Bregon not very clever at that one. Swinging left-handed now. Drumlagan from Fred Pilliner, Royal Bond and Bregon. Frank Cod from Tom Taaffe on the inside of Peter Scudamore and Graham Bradley back and forth. But Bregon getting closer again now. Coming down to the final ditch in this Perrier Jouet Champagne Cup. And Drumlargan trying to break the hoodoo today on the favourites. Lands in the lead from Fred Pilliner, goes through the top there. Royal Bond on the inside. And Royal Bond going strongly on the inside too for Tom Taaffe. As they come to the second last, Drumlargan from Royal Bond jumps it second, Fred Pilliner third. Racing down to the final fence now in the Perrier Jouet Champagne Cup, and it's the two Irishmen. Drumlargan from Royal Bond at the final fence. Drumlargan goes, he's down, no, he's recovered, and it's Royal Bond on the far side, Drumlargan on the near side, but Royal Bond looks as though he's going to hold Drumlargan as they race into the closing stages. It's Royal Bond from Drumlargan renewing his challenge, but he's not going to get there, and at the line, Royal Bond wins it from Drumlargan, second and third Fred Pilliner, and fourth Bregon, and that final fence error of Drumlargan, in which his rider Frank Cod lost his irons, made the difference between success and failure.